Good morning. It is December 20th, 2025. It's the Saturday before Christmas. And this is Shopcast number 4 for Little House of Yarn in Princeton, Indiana. My name is Diana Christie. I'm the owner, and I primarily have this channel for my customers who do not do social media. And because they may do YouTube but not social media, so this is a way for me to reach out to them. And I know there's some of you that follow me and just enjoy the Shopcast, so I'm glad you can join me. I have been so under the weather for the past 2-3 weeks. Just had some health issues. Feeling so much better today, so I'm very thankful to be able to bring you this Shopcast today. I'm going to back up a little bit, make sure my head is going to be in here when it replays. I've got a lot to go over today, so I've got like a half an hour before I open, so I'm going to get this done, hopefully not too quickly. First of all, I want to thank everybody who came to Small Business Saturday and the open house I had the following weekend. It just did my heart so good, and it gave the boost to the shop that was so much needed. So I just appreciate each and every one of you who supported my shop. Just sincerely from the bottom of my heart. This year at the shop, it's just been a different year, and it's volatile. It's been volatile, if I could put it a way everybody understands. It's either been high highs or low lows, and I've had more lows than highs this year. So this boost at the end of the year just really meant a lot to me, and I hope you continue to support me in 2026. I do want to say that I'm going to make a positive shop announcement in the next podcast. It's a change I'm making at the shop that I believe is going to be positive input from everybody. I know I've asked my little circle of customers that meet weekly, and I got a lot of positive input from them for what I'm going to be doing. And so I'm very excited about it. It's just a little bit different than most yarn shops do, but you know, sometimes you just gotta pivot a little bit, and I'm just gonna do a little pivot. I'm not moving or anything. It's just a change in the shop that I feel needs to be done in order for the shop to continue. So it's going to be a positive move. So with that said, we'll just leave it at that, and we'll just leave the surprise for January 2026. Okay. Along with Small Business Saturday, I did have some holiday dyed yarns done by my local dyers. And the first one that I'm going to show you is from Fiber Owl Company. She is my local dyer. She actually lives not too far from me. And if you're familiar with the movie that came out, Wicked, and this is the theme that went with it, and this is called Pink Goes Good with Green, which is a quote from the first movie. And so I have this in a sock weight, and I have it in a DK, and you can see the DK is just a little bit more brighter, I guess you could say. It does get a little free stitch marker I made with it. I don't know if you can see it. And I do have some samples knit up so you can kind of see. And I realize this color may not be everybody's thing, and that's okay. I've had this Wicked themed color in my head for a year now, and Fiber Owl, these are 2 colors that she already does, so she just had to combine them. And those who know, you know. So this is a knitted swatch. This is what it looks like knitted. This was done on a size, pretty sure size 1 or 2. So if you're doing socks, this is kind of what it would look like. And then crochet, I did a little crochet sample. I really love the little crochet sample. Sorry, it's a little bright. I'm not for sure why it got bright all of a sudden. But this is the crochet sample. And I believe I used a D or an E. Sorry, I can't remember my millimeters. Or, you know, I'm still in the alphabet when it comes to the needles and hooks. Old school. And then I did combine it with an off-white, and this creates a DK fabric, and I really like this. That way you've got your pink and green, and it's pretty subtle. So this was mixed with a white. I've got like 4 different whites in fingering that you can mix with this, and like I said, it creates a DK weight fabric, and I'm really liking this. I'm thinking I'll make something out of something like this, but I'm not quite sure yet. By the way, the color of the year for Pantone is, I think it's called Cloud White. I have 4 different whites in the shop in fingering and some other colors. So if you need to stock up on your Pantone color of the year, I got you covered. 2 other special dyed that has happened is there was a Christmas parade theme in Princeton, Indiana called a Out of This World Christmas. So Needlefingers, my other local yarn dyer who enjoys making self-striping yarns, created these 2 colorways. This one is called Have Yourself a Martian Little Christmas, and this one is called Port Cloud. These are fingering, and this is what they knit up to look like. This is the Martian, and this is the Port Cloud. And this is done on a 64 stitch. So if you make socks, this is what it does. Now you can do it in a longer colorway. It just won't be striped. It'll just have these colors incorporated throughout. Fingerless gloves would be awesome. I was actually thinking of making some fingerless gloves. And if you're not a sock knitter, this is something you can do with these hand dyes as well. And that's always a great gift to have for everybody. I want to thank everybody who has bought my bags that I've been making, which I have now called Lucky Ewe Bags by Diana, EWE. They are going over really well. I've kind of been experimenting with styles and designs to see, to kind of feel you guys out, and I think I've got it narrowed down to 2 that I know you really like. Zip bags are not really popular, but I think going forward into the next year, I'm going to make scrappy zip bags. So whatever scraps I have, I'll be making zip bags, and I think I'm going to incorporate some metal zippers to give it a little more zing. So we'll see. And with that said, this is the bags that started it all, and this is not a very big bag, but it is a 1 skein, just a simple bag. There's no pockets. It's a 1 skein project bag, and these bags has been part of a program that I've called Bags for a Cause. And when you buy these smaller bags like this, see, these smaller bags you can put in your bigger bags, okay? And you can use them for multiple things around the house as well. But a portion of the sale of these goes towards a local nonprofit. So this year, I've sold enough bags that I donated $200 to the local animal shelter, of which they were very appreciative of, because they could always use food, bedding, whatever. So I will be designing more of these. I've got the materials at home. I make these out of fat quarters, so they're fun to pick, and then I just make them up and I bring them in. You guys buy them, and I so appreciate it, and I'm sure the animal shelter appreciated it too. Going forward on my bag making journey, I have purchased a pattern to make a different bag style than I've been making. It's going to be using a different fabric as well. So that's my sewing adventure going into 2026. It's going to be like an all-purpose bag. I believe it could be a sweater bag if I remember the sizes correctly. So, and you could use it for other things. It's just going to be a very sturdy multi-purpose bag. So I'm excited about it. I'm going to wait till 2026 to get my fabric and play around with that one. It's hard for me to squeeze in the sewing for the bags because I take 2 days off. One day I like to just lollygag around the house, do whatever, and then usually the other day is spent sewing. I think sometimes it's a little taxing on me, but I enjoy it, and I'm hoping going forward into the new year, maybe I can get a little more organized between doing the sewing and all that and doing all the shop stuff. So I'm not quite ready to bring the machine to the shop. Not quite ready, but we'll see. Okay. I did finish my Barocco blanket. I'm still putting the edges on it. If you catch my reel from last week where I lost my voice, you can see the body of it. I've got 2 more sides to put on, and it's a long knit, and it messes with my shoulders. So, excuse me, I can only do 1 or 2 rows at a time, and then I have to put it down, and it just bothers my shoulders right here. So I just have to be a little more mindful of that. And then going into 2026, I'm offering classes. I've got learn to knit, learn to crochet. I've got 2 price points you can choose from. I've got the knitting listed on the website. I haven't quite put the crochet on the website yet, but you can always contact the shop to get that information. I am offering a class called the Building Blocks using this book, which is a skill building class. You purchase the book. We get into the first classes in January 17th at 9 in the morning. This book is very, very good. So it goes over materials. There's video support, talks about gauge, block size, reading the patterns. So if you're at a point in your knitting where you want to expand, and there's an example of what the blanket would look like with some of the squares. This is a baby blanket. It took 6 squares. So on your knitting journey, if you're ready to expand your skills, that's another class you can contact me for. If you just want to come to the first class, get a little orientated to what's going on, that's great. And then you can do this on your own. But this is actually the first square. It's a nice textured knits and pearls. So if that's something you want to try, just give me a holler. I think it'll be fun. I may participate in this as well because it's 12 blocks. I can make 1 a month, have a blanket by the end of the year. Like I need another blanket. I do need another blanket. I like these patterns. These aren't as, they're challenging, but not as challenging as the Barocco blankets, where I learned a lot on that one, especially reading charts, doing some lace I had never done before, and I developed some skills, y'all, that I'm hoping to incorporate into the next year. Let's see. I am doing pre-orders on those books as well. So I need to know by the end of the year if you're interested in those books, if you're interested in the class, either way. Okay. So with that said, I am going to get into some whips. I don't have very many. it is the end of the year and I'm just trying to wrap it all up. I've got some projects I want to start for 2026. I want to wait. So the never ending socks that I've been working on forever, the Hermione Everyday Socks, is finally done. And this is a yarn by Needlefingers. It's called I've Been Everywhere Man, side B. Kind of check out these colors. This sock is, it's called her smooth sock base, and it's very soft. Yeah, once I blocked it, it was just very, very soft. Can't wait to wear them on my feet. So this, I made a bag this summer, and this yarn was developed to go with the bag. And so she came up with, this is the original I've Been Everywhere Man. These are the colors that were in the bag. And then I told her I was almost out, so she developed a I've Been Everywhere Man side A, which has more blues. And then I've Been Everywhere Man. It's a little, you could tell just a little bit of a difference, you know. This has got a little brighter, this is a little more muted. So there's 3 to choose from in that line as well. She loves doing these dyeing. Both of my dyers do. When I come to them and say, hey, could you come up with something? I think the idea of coming up with something to go with the bags goes over really well. Okay, I have my Jaunty finished, if you watch the reel. And I do have a couple of boo-boos on the I-cord edge because I had to back out, and I didn't quite get them cast on like they should have been, but that's okay. But this is the Jaunty done in a fingering weight yarn. And I don't know why it's going white on me. Sorry about that. I don't know if it's the camera or outside lights, one or the other. Woo, got really bright. Maybe it's this. Ha ha ha. But I used Haiku by Madrona. It is a baby alpaca, merino wool, and bamboo nylon blend. It has 402 yards, so it was like 40 yards shy of a regular skein. But this has so much drape. It is soft. I just love this yarn. It is definitely a good neck wearing yarn. And then you just put it on. You can put it on like this. And then some people, and then when it's really cold out, I like to tie it like this. And I might go ahead and wear this for the day. My neck likes to be cozy. This is definitely a pattern you could modify. So if you like the look of the, I can't remember the name of the other one, but you could modify it to where it's not so deep in the middle. I mean, you could stop right here maybe, and then it would be, you know, not as wide. Just modifications can be done to this pattern. It's by Andrea Mowry. I will definitely be making another one. I love neckwear. Simple neckwear. Just love neckwear. Okay, that's my finished objects. Work in progress. I have one work in progress other than my blanket. This is a pattern, and I don't know if I'll get her name pronounced correctly. Svetlana Volcova. It's called the Nola Slipover. I don't know if you can see it. This was actually a free pattern at one point. I'm on a Facebook group called Ravelry Free Patterns, and the moderator, she's constantly putting out free patterns. So sometimes this designer here offers her patterns for free for maybe a 24-hour period, 48-hour period with a code. So I really liked the construction of this, and it does use a super bulky wool. I believe this called for Drops Air, which is an alpaca, nylon, and wool blend. So a very similar yarn in the shop to that is called Firenze by Lance de Nord. And when I looked up the pictures, they just pretty well, it's like a chainette. I don't know, I'm sorry, it's not zooming in very good. It's a chainette. It's very soft. It's very stretchy. But this is what I've got done so far. This is the top, of course. And I'm at the bottom. I'm actually at the place where I can do the ribbing. And I may back it up a little bit just because my knitting, you know, is different. Seems a little longer than the picture. And then what she does with this design, you see this ribbing on the side, she angles it to come to the front. So she does decreases on the front just before the rib, and then she does an increase on the back just before the rib. So this kind of twist, let me see if I can get this. It kind of twists to the front. Can you see that twist? Yeah. I tried it on yesterday. It's at a good length for me. And this is so cuddly and warm and soft. I think it's taken 6 skeins for my size. It's an investment, but I know I'm going to wear this. This is the Lansden Nord is from Italy. It's made in Italy, sourced in Italy. This is my Italian yarn. I love this line. Not a lot of you people like, not a lot of my customers, I should say, like the super bulky yarn, but this one I really like. I really like working with it. The only thing with super bulky, and we were talking, you know, that pattern should be going pretty fast because it's on a size 13 needle. But for me, on a size 13 needle, I cannot knit fast like I do with a 7 and 8 or 4. It's a big, exaggerated movement in order to get it to look the way it's supposed to look. So did it take shorter period of time? I don't think so, because it seemed like after 4 rows, my shoulders and hands were like, okay, that's enough. But I'm glad it's done. There's another yarn in the shop that I might use to make another one. And it's from Jody Long. So stay tuned. I may make another one. I wanted to show you a couple of, so that's my only work in progress. Oh, going into the new year, I am going to cast on the ranunculus, and I am going to use this Jody Long Andiamo Light. I've made another sweater out of it. This is an alpaca wool blend, worsted, and I'm pretty excited. I love this color. This color is me. Don't you just love it? But this is going to be my first ranunculus, and I hope it's the first of many. I'm excited to get it cast on. I've watched a lot of videos of how people did it. I've read the pattern. I'm ready to go. I'm going to wait till January, though. No more casting on. Okay. I did bring in some new yarns, excuse me, in the shop. This is called Universal Yarn Deluxe Stripes. This is a striped, self-striping superwash yarn. And I've got these nice colors here. I've got these up by the register. So some of the pattern suggestions they have. If you want to learn how to make a sock, this has got nylon in it. So this is a perfect content to make a house sock. They have a free pattern on their website for a house sock. Worsted weight socks will go a lot faster than the fingering weight. So this is a good introduction. You can make a scarf, you can make a hat. It does all the striping itself. And it's superwash wool. Another one I brought in was Cherub Aran Prince. These are mostly for babies, as you can see here. And I have these available as well. Well, I want to thank you all for coming to my shop and supporting my shop and supporting my YouTube channel. I do have customers waiting at the door. I wish you all happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and a Happy New Year. and you have a great day.